All right, it's time for dessert in Kuma's kitchen. And what do we got here today? Well, this is no-bake chocolate mousse cheesecake cup with chocolate topping. Let's have a dig in there. So at the top here, you've got this like a soft chocolate topping. Then you've got the mousse cheesecake in here, and then we've got the crumble down at the bottom. So I'm gonna dig in here and look at that. Oh, it's just creamy and delicious. All right, quite easy to make. Just allow a little bit of time for chilling, and that's about it. So let's go to the kitchen and make some of this deliciousness right now. All right, first thing we're gonna make in our chocolate mousse cheesecake is the graham wafer crumble at the bottom. So what I've got here is I've got 3 full sheets of graham wafers. That'd be like this. So it's 3 full sheets, or as you see, these are all broken in half, so 6 squares like that. Over here, I've got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I like my usual cane sugar. Any brown sugar is nice in this. And then 2 tablespoons of melted butter. First thing we're gonna do, kind of break these just a little bit, toss them in here, along with the sugar. What I want to do is I want to process this just enough to break it up into crumbs. About 2-3 millimeters, up to about 1/8 of an inch. Not really any bigger than that. Here we go. All right, looks like there's one obstinate piece that doesn't want to break, so just kind of crush that up with your fingers when that happens. Everything else is looking pretty good in there. All right, so now what I want to do, get this back running again. And now I'm just going to run it and pour the butter in. Just pouring in slowly. And that should do it. Now we've got our crumble. It's looking real nice in there. What I always like to do now is just mix it up a bit, because sometimes a bit at the bottom, the blade doesn't quite get it. So just take the little rubber spatula, mix it around a little bit. And now what we're going to do, I've got 4 glasses here. These are actually, in Japan, these are beer glasses. Yeah, you're used to a big beer glass. This is the size of the beer glass we usually have. This is a beer glass, and then what you do is you order a bottle, and it's usually a big bottle. In between a couple of you, you share it. And with the way our manner is in Japan is that you pour for your friend. So the minute you see your friend's beer going down a bit, you grab the bottle, you pour, he pours for you, like that. All right, so what we're going to do with these beer glasses is I'm going to put the crumble in there. So just kind of divvy that up between the 4 glasses. That's roughly an even amount. Now what I do is shake them down a bit. And let's put those aside, kind of come back and make the chocolate mousse cheesecake. All right, see you here in another minute or so. All right, now for the next layer. This is the chocolate mousse cheesecake layer. All right, and what we've got here is, first of all, I've got the cream cheese, which is 8 ounces or 230 grams of cream cheese. I've got here a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, that's 35% or more. I've got here 3 ounces or 85 grams of dark chocolate broken into pieces, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and of course in my case, my usual favorite, natural, unrefined cane sugar, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and good cocoa powder. This is that nice Van Houten stuff. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and then over here, this is going to come in a little separate afterwards, is we got another half a cup of the heavy cream and 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. So the first thing I want to do, I just got to get out of the way right now. First thing I want to do is I want to heat up the heavy cream in a small pot. Now I don't want to boil it. I just want to bring it to it's just about simmering. So put on a very low heat. While that's happening, let's get a bigger bowl out here. Get the cream cheese into that. Now this cream cheese is at room temperature, so it's already quite soft. And then what I want to do just now is just to soften it up a bit more. I'm going to cream it just a little bit while I'm waiting for that cream there to warm up. So soften that up a bit more. Yeah, looking pretty good. All right, I see little bubbles starting to appear, so that's good enough. Turn the heat off. Going to add that chocolate in there. Give it a stir until it melts. We'll just keep stirring it because we don't want it to harden up on the bottom. This chocolate tends to seize up. So what we're going to do is we get it mixed into that cream so it stays nice and soft. All right, so that is all melted and smooth. What we'll do now is we'll add it in with the cream cheese. So I'm going to take that, make sure we get all that good chocolatiness in there. And now, we can bring our chocolate mixer back. Let's get some of the stuff out of the way. And mix that until it's nice and smooth. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to add in the sugar. I'm going to add in the cocoa powder, the salt, and the vanilla. And then I'm going to blend that in. So now I'm going a little slow because I don't want to be spraying cocoa powder all over the place. So just a slow speed until it's all mixed in. And now we can speed it up a little bit. That's looking really good. And get the rubber spatula in here. Just kind of push down the sides. And then I want to get as much of this off as possible. Now what we're going to do now, I'm going to get this off, and then I have to go wash these beaters because we don't want anything in here to mess up while we're mixing up that. We're going to mix up that whipped cream, so we want nice clean beaters to do that. All right, now we're going to make whipped cream, which is going to get folded into there. So remember, I've got here a half a cup of heavy cream and 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. I'm going to start whipping this first, and when it starts to just get a little bit starting to come together, I'm going to add in the icing sugar, and then I'm going to whip this until we get stiff peaks. All right, that's frothed up a bit, so now I'm going to slowly add in the icing sugar. All right, we've hit the stiff peak stage. We've hit the stiff peak stage. There we go. All right, you can see that it's holding a really good shape. So, what I'm going to do now, first of all, not there. Get as much of this whipped cream out here as I can. Anything else is left for the whipped cream beater liquor. All right, now, all I do now is take this and fold it into this. So we'll just scoop some in there. All right, we got all the whipped cream in there. And then just kind of fold it in. Fold it in. That's looking pretty good. A little bit of marbling. Ooh, a little bit of marbling. It's always nice. So I've got my 4 cups here that we put our crumble in before. And now, an easy way to do this, to make sure you get it nice and clean in there, is to use a piping bag or something like that. I never do because, well, then I got to clean the piping bag and all. So I tend to just spoon it in there like this. Drop spoonfuls in. But if you're making for a fancy party or so, yeah, I'd use a piping bag. You can end up with really nice, clean, beautiful cups. Not like this. That's good. All right, there we go. Leave a little bit of room on top because we have that chocolate topping that goes on there. And depending on the size of your glass, you might have a little bit left over. I got just a wee bit of the pudding in here. Yeah, that's terrible. That is so creamy. Yeah. This is a chef's reward. All right, what we're going to do with these now, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and chill them for about half an hour. And then I'm going to start making the chocolate topping. All right, see you then. All right, so this has been chilling about half an hour in the refrigerator, nice and chilled. And what we got here, we're gonna make the topping now, and it's exactly the same as when we made the chocolate sauce that went into these guys. So here is 1/4 cup of heavy cream, 35% or better. And here is 3 ounces or 85 grams of dark chocolate broken up into small pieces. As before, gonna add the milk to the little milk pan here, and not the milk, the cream to the little milk pan. Bring that up on a low heat. I don't want to burn this, so lowest heat possible. Just gonna warm it up until we get to the point where it just wants to simmer. All right, bubbles are starting to happen in there, so we're gonna turn the heat off. Take the chocolate, add it in, and now I keep mixing it until it's melted and it gets nice and glossy. Look at that, smooth and beautiful. Oh, try not to spill stuff. Just stirring constantly. Okay, once all the lumps are out, everything's melted. There's a little lump right there. Let's finish that off. But it's getting, look at it, it's nice and glossy in there. That is absolutely beautiful. That is going to go on top. So to do a careful job, I'm going to use a spoon. And just divvy this up amongst the 4 cups. So I'm kind of pushing it out to get to the edges so it's nice and even. Just by pushing in the center, you can get that to happen. All right, look at that. Isn't that not beautiful? I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator, chill them again, half an hour to an hour, somewhere around there, and then that's dessert. If you like this recipe, stick around. There's a lot more original Kevin Riley Kuma's Kitchen recipes right here on the YouTube channel. And make sure that you subscribe because there's a new one coming up every Monday. You don't want to miss out on these. Also, if you're not yet a patron, well, consider becoming one, because for as little as $3 a month, you can be supporting the creation of original recipes here on YouTube. And also, you get access to all the cool stuff that the patrons have got access to right now in the Patreon feed. Now, go make these delicious little chocolate mousse cheesecake with chocolate topping and make cooking fun again in Kuma's Kitchen.